So I've tried out a number of different e-bike styles so far, and I gotta say right now, the Moped Style is my favorite. And a lot of people have been asking me which type they should get, because there's bigger ones, smaller ones, folding ones, Moped Style, e-moto style, all kinds of stuff that you can get. But I really think this is one of my favorite options, and I'm gonna tell you 5 reasons why I really like the Moped Style e-bike, because this thing is sick. It's definitely the first one I've owned, but it's not gonna be the last. Now today I'm riding the Hobsco Hob GTRS Moped Style e-bike, and you can actually get $100 off with code QUEST at hobsco.com. So the first reason I like Moped Style e-bikes is the size. It's not too big, it's not too small. Now I'm legally 6'4" in Florida. I think the max height they recommend on this is about like 6'2" or whatever, but it is not small for me. Like, this is actually nice and comfortable. That big banana seat lets me sit a little closer if I need, a little further away if I need to. And it took me a handful of different rides on this thing to really appreciate the size. Now the weight of this bike is only about 72 pounds, and I believe it holds up to 450. So for something that's a little bit on the lighter side, it can hold a decent amount of weight. Now I have been on a number of e-bikes that they weigh 100 pounds, or they weigh over 100 pounds, or they're just so dang heavy. Like my buddy's e-bike, I think, is like 120 pounds, and it's like, geez, that's not fun to pick up. That's not fun to maneuver. But this bike right here only has the 20x4" fat tires on there, which it's a nice size bike to have fat tires. Like, I can roll on the beach with this thing. It's not too heavy, it's not too big. So one of my first e-bike experiences was on one of these rentals, and while I have larger tires on this, it's overall like a little bit smaller. It's not as long. It's about as tall. You obviously get a larger seat on here and you get more frame. But the size on this is it's really good for somebody that's on the shorter side, even on the taller side. If I could just sit back a little bit further if I'm getting too close to the handlebars. I thought this was gonna be an awkward ride. I've even rode like a smaller kid's bike with similar seat setup, and it wasn't too small for me, and it was like half the size of this thing. So you can make some adjustments when riding and just really make it comfortable. Now the second reason I like these Moped Style e-bikes is they are just so much more comfortable compared to any of the other style e-bikes I've been on, and the seat is a big factor. Now I got a nice big cushy seat on here. I can't raise it or lower it like I can on another e-bike, but I am able to sit a little bit further back if I need to, or sit a little bit closer if it benefits me. And while I thought some of like the big beach style, cruiser style fat tire e-bikes were pretty comfortable that I've been on, this one, it's a whole different level of comfort. I really dig the handlebar style. I don't have like the palm grips like I've seen on some other ones, but it just makes for a very comfortable ride at the end of the day. But also this provides like a pretty smooth ride. This one and most of the other ones I've seen have dual suspension. They have nice suspension, nice seat, so you can handle like a bumpy road, and this thing handles some bumps pretty well. Now I haven't taken it off any sweet jumps, but it has handled some of these bumps pretty well. Now these 20-inch fat tires also help create a smoother ride. You can go on more terrains when you have these nice fat tires with the knobs on them. I rode on the beach, rode through the grass, gone through gravel. It handles a lot of stuff, and it's not like super uncomfortable while it does it. Some stuff, yeah, you can ride on the bumps no problem, but like after a few minutes the bike can handle it, but like, can you? Now the third reason that I really like these Moped Style e-bikes, and you should consider getting one, is because they are just so easy to ride. I know I've hinted at this with the other ones, the size, the comfort here, but this thing is just so easy to ride, so easy to maneuver. And riding this is a little bit closer to like a stand-up electric scooter for me. I know they call moped scooters, I don't want to be confusing, but the kind that I stand up on, I feel like I'm just so much more agile when I'm riding those. Like I can make a quick turn if I need, I can get out of somebody's way, or if something is in the road that I didn't see and I need to move last second. It's way easier on something that's a little bit lighter weight, something that's not too huge. Because as much as I like those 26-inch fat tire e-bikes, like they can be a little bit hard to ride, especially if you have like a narrow area to get through. It's not always the easiest to maneuver, but like I feel like I could do some crazy maneuvers. I think one thing I need to do is just set up like an agility course to where I could just like try to ride through and see what the bike or scooter can handle. Because I feel like I could just do some really sharp turns on this. It reminds me of like the bikes that I'd ride as a kid, because I was always on like a BMX style bike. It even has like the pegs that I used to have as a kid, right? They're not exactly the same, but you know, this thing is just a more maneuverable vehicle overall compared to a lot of these e-bikes. Even some of the scooters I've been on, they're just kind of hard to turn because you don't have that lightweight agility. One of the scooters I was on, the GT3, that thing was kind of hard to do like quick turns with because it was just so heavy. And I did want to pull over just to get a better look at these BMX style handlebars. Like, this is closer to what I've used like on all the bikes that I rode as a kid. This is what e-bikes is all about. Just riding up to the ocean, riding up to a lake, a pond. I don't know, everybody that rides e-bikes likes to go to a body of water, and this is what I like. But the fourth reason I really like these moped style e-bikes is they are fast. Now, they are in some cases just as fast as other e-bikes, but in some cases they are way faster. I've seen a few. I've started looking into more after I rode this one, and there's some that just have crazy speed. I feel like for some people it's just one step below an e-moto, and if your mom won't get you an e-moto, she might get you something like this. But this guy only goes about 30, 32 miles an hour, they say on the website. But I have seen some that go 50 plus. I'm not exactly trying to go 50 plus on every e-bike, but I feel like this kind of style, just with how easy it is to maneuver, would be one of the better options for me. I don't know, those big ones just feel like too much could go wrong if I have an issue. Ooh, I felt like I was sideways on that. All right, now we're getting this to go about 28, 29. Ooh, you're lucky that stop signs are out at 100. But I'm not gonna lie, even 20 miles an hour is fast on an e-bike. Like, if you ride them a lot, you get used to the speed, but like, when you're walking and somebody zips by you going 20 on an e-bike, you're like, sheesh. But then you gotta remember, it's not actually that fast, or it doesn't feel that fast when you're going. But most of the moped style e-bikes I've seen, they either keep up with the rest of the e-bikes or they go a little bit faster, right? These are built to go a little bit faster than a lot of the foldable ones, a lot of the beach style ones. I could ride this on the beach, but even this thing, throttle only, I did have to unlock the speed. You have to do that on some stuff. They just sell it in the box at a certain speed so they can meet certain laws or requirements or whatever. But after I unlocked it, this thing screams. Hey, I bet I could go faster than this. What do you guys think? Yes or no? I mean, that looked cool, but like, I'd rather have this, right? Right. Look at this maneuvering. I can just weave through these trees easily. No issue. Beautiful dog. Oh, beautiful dog. Okay, you know what? I shouldn't pass an opportunity. Could I be bricked up here? Let's do the classic bricked up. This doesn't count. I'm bricked up. I'm bricked up. I'm bricked up. Okay, I'm not bricked up anymore. Just because I thought about it and it's right here. All right, I'm bricked up. I'm bricked up. I'm bricked up. I'm bricked up on a moped style e-bike. I'm bricked up. So the fifth reason that I really like these moped style e-bikes, I've seen it on a lot of them, I've actually tested it out on this one, is you see this little pad on the back? You see these little pegs here? Where you could take a passenger on these. I actually rode the other day with a passenger and it was like surprisingly nice. I will say I'm on like the max end of the height for this bike, so it maybe was a little bit awkward, but I've seen so many people on these moped style e-bikes where it's just two people riding. You got room in the front if somebody's like a little bit shorter, it doesn't quite fit on the back. I've seen people ride these and they'll have their kids sit on the front. That way they can make sure they don't fall off. I've even seen some where they got like a full seat with a back, right? This one is like, you can fit somebody on there, but like a backrest to the seat would be a bit nicer. It's just, when I rode my bike as a kid, all the time, there was somebody on the pegs. Like, oh, you wanna go to your friend's house? Oh, you wanna go to the gas station and get like a snack or something? There's always one person that just didn't have a bike and it's like, all right, bro, you can stand on my pegs or sit on the handlebars. You ever rode on a bike where somebody's on your pegs and your handlebars? That is tough. I haven't done that since I was like a teenager, but like, it's definitely a challenge. Now, I tested out a bunch of e-bikes recently and none of the other ones could I fit a passenger on. So when I saw that this had a little seat on the back and it had pegs on the back, I was like, oh, this is gonna be fun. Now, I have seen some other styles, like there's a few cargo style e-bikes out there, moped style with a ton of cargo, where it's like, bro, I could just fit everything on there. So if you're looking into a moped style e-bike, certain brand, certain model, leave me a comment, let me know, tag the brand if they have a YouTube page, because like, I want to learn about more. This was one of the first ones that I've owned, and I've been on a few, but I haven't had like the full experience that I've had on this one. Now, there's still other e-bikes I want to try. I think I'm going to try try an e-moto soon, like the electric dirt bike style stuff. But I did want to get on something like this before then. I feel like I'm trying to like graduate into like the ultimate stuff. It's nice to ease your way into that. I actually am dropping a scooter video in the future. I got my fastest scooter yet. So we're slowly bumping up the speeds and the capabilities. I didn't want to start on a scooter that went 22 miles an hour and then just get something that goes 60 right after, which look, some people do, but I'm not ready for that. And look, along the journey, I get to try out a ton of different stuff. All right, well, whatever you're getting out there on moped style, mountain bike style, whatever you're riding, don't be a dummy. Be safe and wear a helmet. He says while riding with no hands.